Yeah, good evening, my people. For about 2, 3 days now, I've not been around or on video. Not that I've not been around, I'm around, but I've been looking. I'm just a little bit hiding out and watching what will go during this Anambra election. And we have seen what has happened. It has just happened. And now the question becomes, what next? Like ihe adịka ihe agbara n'afa ihe ndị a ihe gbasara onye Igbo na ego ihe ọwụ is just like as if you can just with no proper hard work you can just guess it and get it right. He's going to fall the trap. Like I know, like I said it, that we are going to lose it when I saw the way things were going. UPP have finally turned us completely down. Yes, and the same man who UPP are not on down, quite the same man who had on the people down before. People will always have arguments and always have defense whenever matters like this arise. He had been trying to defend himself on what happened within the Apoga days. And this time was a time for us to see it ourselves, to justify his lies and his truth. Now we can say for ourselves what also happened in the Apoga days without missing words. Chekwas Okorie is the biggest criminal, as long as today we can say, in the Nigerian political system. And unfortunately, it's a Biafran. That is to say that even the political system in a country as bad as Nigeria is better than the only political system we think we have in our Biafran struggle. Because this very man also is a very big disgrace to the Biafran struggle in the sense that he is also one of the members of the Supreme Council of Elders. If you understand what that means, Supreme Council of Elders is just equivalent to the government of Biafra. So many people are now saying he have done his stupidity, what he used to do, how he used to do it before. So we just shame him, he will swallow the shame, and we move on. There is no moving on. We are not longer going to be just moving on, because where are you moving on to? You are moving on to say, okay, let's move on and go and form another party or what? And continue under what system? Because this is exactly why people believe in boycotting the election, because they think they have seen it all with Apoga. The people who thought they want to, or they can rectify things, thought they can do it differently this time. But at least, I think everybody have also seen it all with this one now. So if we want to remedy the situation, if we want to continue, say, let's go on again through this very, very plausible means of political ideology to achieve our struggle, that means we have to bring the trust of the people back. And there's no way you can do it if you say, let's just move on, form another political party, and call which people to tell them what? That you brought that very political party now from heaven? No. The only way is that we must introduce a mission, a strategy to hold people accountable, responsible, get them to pay for whatever mistake, whatever nonsense they have indulged in the Biafran struggle. If not so, we will continue to turn around the clock all the time. We will continue in making mistakes and forgiving and moving forward, like one step forward, 2 steps backwards. That's what that kind of moving forward is. If anybody says, oh, Chekwas will face the shame of his stupidity, we don't believe in that. We should not believe in, oh, that person should share the shame, let's move on and form another one and continue. Because there is no other political party you can get to call it a Biafran political party than one that is formed by a member of the Supreme Council of Elders. So if a member of the Supreme Council of Elders has a party and promised us that he's giving this party to the Biafran people. Why should we just move on when there is such a mighty lie is being plumbed on our people? We just move on when our own God. What is the confidence again in the government of the people? If a member of the Supreme Council of Elders has a party and promised the Biafran people that he's going to use the party to uplift the Biafran movement, to put Biafran minded people into the seat of governance. And this member of the Supreme Council of Elders, which is equal to the government of Biafra, fail us because of ego. The same thing. If today our people are making the comments that even what happened in UPP is worse than what happens in Apoka, in APC or PDP, the Nigerian party, nonsense. Then, and we just want to move on. No, we don't just move on and say he's shamed. The campaign is the UPP, no matter what or whoever is on that gubernatorial candidate must not see the seat of governance in Anambra State. The mobbing, the BVI, I myself, every Biafran out there who believes in the integrity of Biafra must make sure that this is the campaign. There's no need for other people saying a different thing, other people saying it. It's this time now that we don't have any other mechanism. Because we are bound by the system and the laws of Nigeria. But we can bring him down by our actions. We can humiliate him. We can make sure that his plans doesn't go through. Plan Yawuka, let him institute a governor in Anambra State with the mighty power that Biafra has given to the mobbing. Now that is it, because everybody knows that the momentum is there. Anybody who comes out from a party that is recognized as the Biafran platform now in any state, in the whole of the 5, let me say, I'm always counting our own, the 5 states we have in Igbo land, will win as long as you come out with any party, and that party is UPP. That is why Chekwas think he can eat his cake and have it back. He can dribble us from behind. But it is our duty to make sure that we pull him down. It is our duty to make sure that that goal is not accomplished, that he doesn't succeed in putting a governor in Anambra State, that UPP will not see any light of day in Anambra State. That should be the campaign, first of all. And secondly, we should also campaign that any amount of money any of our Biafran aspirants have given to UPP, Chekwas Okorie, but we are going to pressurize him till he have to bring that money out. He is better in the cover of the Biafran movement than in the cover stinking thief Chekwas Okorie. It is unbelievable that a human being, when that kind of personality visible, because we don't know what is going on inside. It's now that we're understanding that these people are completely hungry animals. These people are very wretched, both in physical appearance and in their spiritual being. Because you can't tell me, I don't know what 40 million will do for a man like that, even for myself, as I am now, that will make me not understand the stage of things. If I'm in the position of Chekwas Okorie, having what the movement needs, the man that God blessed at a particular time, that was the time for him to have what the Biafra movement need. This is the time this man could have just been on top as a godfather of the Biafra movement, if you know what he's doing. This is the time this man could have made himself immortal if he knows what he's doing. But it's unfortunate that people like this, they are still existing among us. They are so blind, people in this very movement, that do you believe with what happened in Anambra State that you can even get a referendum, yes referendum in Biafra, if they say, let's have a referendum today? Who will believe that a man of that kind of, I don't know, because any wars, there are no longer wars to qualify these people. These people have turned from evil to something greater than evil. Because if a man of that, I don't know what to qualify or what to put at caliber, whether I don't just need anything that will give him any atom of respect anymore, because it hurts my feeling that upon all the death of our people, day in, day out, within this period of all these things happening, this man still can do a thing like this. I don't know where he comes from. I don't know who these people are. I don't know what we are really going to, and how we are really going to save ourselves from people like this. People like Chekwas Okorie. How many of them are still out there in this struggle? What makes a man fall so stupidly low in his life to be tempted like this in a time like this? There is a time we are talking about here, a special time. A time you are seeing everything happening right in front of you. The good, the bad, the ugly, all on our people, on your own people. You are calling telephone up and down, telling people, trying to convince people that you are doing the right thing, that your friend Osita will do the right thing for the Biafra people, that he have not been discussing, that he have no interest about. He's going to do the right thing. How you wish you have words of conviction to that effect. But unfortunately, there's nobody who will believe that. And how I wish that there is something touching you, that you are human. That's what I would say, because I'm beginning to believe that most of these people are just not human beings. Because I don't know if we have people like this up to 1 million in Biafra land, that means it's a bad country we are talking about. And who can assure me that we don't have 1 million of Chekwas Okorie type in Biafra land? When you are talking about the population of a people that we know what they have gone through, that up to 80 million, maybe we have that 50 million, 1 million of them results to be Chekwas Okorie. We are in danger. We are in danger. This is unbelievable. Why would people not believe in Nnamdi Kanu with characters like this? How are you going to convince people now that there is anything politics to mix up with the struggle? And that is why it is important that our people make sure that they don't just let it go like that and say, let's move on. We are not moving on any inch. We cannot move on any inch. The Biafran people should call Chekwas Okorie to answer some query. He is a member of the Supreme Council of Elders, after which he will be stripped of his title. I am also calling on the members of the Supreme Board also from that Council of Elders, please, to convene a meeting and summon this very man. Because you cannot tell me that a member of the government of Biafra has a party. This is a very big point. I don't know whether our people are sleeping. If they should not be asking this question, because this is supposed to be surprising everybody. Because there is tomorrow, which party, who is going to form the party that we are going to follow? What is going to be the reason for us to believe that person? What qualifications, what height must he possess in the government of Biafra then before we can trust him with whichever party will come out, or the people who will bring us such a party? If a member of the Supreme Council of Elders owns a party and today we are betrayed and we will just move on, I want everybody to think about what I'm saying and ask this question. I don't want to move on anymore. I want people to ask that question. I want us to hold the whole Council of Elders responsible. Only with that, if we start from the main base of this question, then we will start to get the answer. When we start being strict to the government that has let us down, because now the government of Biafra, to our knowledge, has a party that let the Biafran people down. There should be people answering. There should be people who will be held responsible for this very act. Chekwas Okorie is a member of the Supreme Council of Elders. I want people to get that right into their head. If somebody who have that height in the government of Biafra has a party and we cannot trust it and we just move on, where are we moving on to? To get what again? Where are we moving on? For somebody else from the lower chamber to bring us a party that we will believe tomorrow? Is that the one we will believe? The one that I will bring out? The one that you will bring out? If a Supreme Council of Elders member has brought out a party and that party betrayed the Biafran people, from what source should we follow the political movement? That is my question. And I want us to ask that question. And if you are serious that you really want to ask this question, there must be people held responsible for this very evil deed. And we start from asking questions from the top. Let the Supreme Council of Elders bring this Chekwas Okorie to question, to know. We want to know what the Supreme Council of Elders knew about the party. We also want to know what Emeka Siri, the barrister who brought out mobbing and formed this alliance with Chekwas Okorie, because now we are, because I know how the people who are talking to me today, who are really angry with Chekwas Okorie, the people who are really down there at home, how they believed in this man. If they will be talking to me on that very tone today, I believe there is nobody to trust again in all this. Even Barrister Emeka should tell us what was the agreement. How did you go into such agreement with Chekwas Okorie that gave him that benefit to do that? We want to know, because we can no longer stand by just face value or the irrigatory number. No. The only way, if you say you are a Biafran loving human being, and if you say you support this political movement, unless you believe in Nnamdi Kanu's strategy, which I have no more reason to blame you for doing that, because it is now the best way to go about the Biafra movement. Give us Biafra, give us referendum. Whatever comes out of it, we see about it. That's the only thing that is reigning. That is the only thing that we can hold in our hand. But if you say that you want to make a trial, like a sensible, reasonable human being, in something that is plausible, that we all know could work, then we should really try to sweep out all those weeds that are condemning that system. Because if we say we sweep them aside and move on, we can't get it right. We continue to encounter that kind of system and keeping moving on, one step forward, two steps backward. Because that's what we are doing. If you think we are moving on, we are not moving on. So we should not move an inch from this place until we get it right, until we call people who are responsible to question. And this is one thing we are not doing. I don't know why the people of Biafra don't want to set up an accountability machinery only to ask questions. I don't say call police for somebody. I don't say go and kill anybody. But there is a way you call out people. That is a way you have that very talking point. Everybody's on it. Let's stand on one place and don't just kick the can or kicking the can on the go strolling on. No, we have to stand one place and ask, why did it happen again? And in a primary, somebody just died. Somebody just died. And we want to just say, let's leave Chekwas to face the shame and let's move on. Where are we moving to? There is no other place we are moving. If you believe in the political system, the only thing for you to start now is the campaign of making sure that Anambra State is won by whatever other party. There, we are not interested, but not UPP. We must make sure that the plan of Chekwas Okorie doesn't work the way he wants it. He can win us the first time, cheat us, not answer queries to it, and win us again second time by putting somebody in the Anambra, succeeding by using the might of Biafra. Because anybody who uses, if UPP succeeds today, if we allow UPP to succeed in Anambra State, is the might of Biafra. And somebody that we are looking kuro because it's one useless chief what? And we say, oh, let's leave him, he will suffer it. God, we forget it, let's move on. Where are you moving to? It has been happening all along. We have been moving on and we are still standing one place. My people, accountability is the first principle that is going to get us to where we are going to. We don't have guns, we don't have arms, we don't have no police or anything, but we have to shout on somebody's head. We have to make sure we stand on a particular talking point till we get it dissolved. There are so many things that could happen when we start talking about it. When we start hammering on that part, when we start coming up with campaigns that we demand for the money that was spent by all Biafra aspirants. We might not get the money back, but we are going to put pressure. We are going to go on with any means of humiliation, intimidation. We are not going to kill any soul. But you cannot just step on Biafra like that. We are going to do our own. The soul of the people who died for Biafra will do the rest to the people who are playing these games. But we must start the fight. We must show that we are not happy also, at least to our own level of dealing with somebody. We can do it. Let us not just start jumping. There's nothing again. The Biafra we are talking about is not. If you believe in the political system, just believe that Biafra is not coming today, tomorrow. Now they have spoiled the first. This very new push. We are trying to push the Biafra, the political system into Biafra. They have damaged it also. You are going to allow the dust to settle. No matter whatever you do, you can't form another party tomorrow and believe that you can just put people in and they continue to follow this time. So the time now is to finish what we have started. We started the campaign for UPP, and we are going to end the campaign for UPP for the election period till November, to make sure that UPP doesn't have any hands in the governance of Anambra State. When we finish that job, we convince the people that nobody steps on the brand Biafra. Nobody uses that brand Biafra for caricature and just gets away with it. If we prove that, then are we ready to establish another foundation of movement politically? Because we have time. I believe that people who believe the political process believes that Biafra has time. You have talking about maybe 14 years to 21 years if we don't get it right. But either way, 14 years, 21 years is a very wonderful time if we are really going to get it right. So if you believe in the political means, I believe you have this time frame also in mind, because elections is every 4 years. And we are talking about getting our people to occupy our geographical and political space. Then that is not getting Biafra. That is starting now in a more reasonable way from inside to talk about Biafra. That might not take us another 4 years to get there. Because noise on the streets. If we are making this noise in the House of Assembly, in the House of Senate, in our governor chambers, in the community chairman, local government, everywhere, equal can abo Biafra international community are not agenda Biafra. Why you not could be the man every day? Then I am going to have this every day, and I am going to then we are talking within the system. And that is what all this is all about. We go in political. That is all what we want to achieve. Please, my people, everybody now is hands off from UPP. But we don't hands off and just run home. We will hands off and hands down. We are going to hands down for UPP. And when we hands down for UPP, UPP follow our hand down. And it goes down with it. My people, that's all I want to say. I'm sad. I don't know. I'm short and full of words that when I want to say one, up to 5 want to come out at the same time from my mouth. So it makes me become short of words as I am also full of words. So I will leave it so far, but I think the message is clear. A campaign to bring UPP down, to make sure Chekwas doesn't achieve his wish by putting a governor in Anambra State, to make sure also that we pressure him to understand that that's what we're talking about. I leave it so far and hope that you people will think about this and not to let this go and say let's move on, because there is no other way we are moving on. There is no other space for us to move unless we clear this space. We have to stand on this space to create another space. If we don't clear this space, we have no place to stand to create another place, and any other place we are putting our place is inside a hole until we create the place I get Chekwas Okorie. And before we create it, we will uproot people like Chekwas. We will make sure we stand at this place and make the ground clear. And that is all I have for you people this evening. May God bless you all. Thank you. We'll meet again.